Hey y'all, hey beautiful people. Today is Saturday, October 11th. I'm sitting outside the barbershop about to get my son's haircut. And I just wanted to come back to you guys with, I guess, like a second part to that video regarding men and their vulnerability. But I do want to add this to my Growing Through It series. So I want to name this something that has something to do with the name flow. Right? To flow is to just let things go as they go, whether they go east, whether they go west, whether they go north and south, whether they go slow, fast, like really just let things go at the speed that they're gonna go naturally, meaning no effort, no manipulation, no extraness from you or somebody else, just allowing things to go. And especially, when it's a God-led situation, letting God move as he sees fit in this situation. So with that being said, I feel like I'm finally in a place that God has wanted me to be in a very, very long time. One thing about me is I'm a very hard worker, and I'm very much willing to work for everything that I get, everything that I obtain. I am willing to put in the work for it. However, a lot of that work does not always have to be physical manual labor. Sometimes the work is sitting still when you want to move. Sometimes the work is moving when you want to sit still. Sometimes the work is you handling your emotions better, you renewing your mind, you allowing God to renew your mind, you allowing God to sit within your heart, dwell within your heart, and allow him to be the guiding light with all the decisions that you make in your life. Like sometimes the work is just something as simple as that. Sometimes the work is as simple as healing and actually doing the work to heal, right? So I'm always thinking that I have to do something in order for me to get something. Say I get a word that says, oh, God is about to bless you financially on this date. I will start feeling like, okay, I don't know how he gonna do it, but let me go apply to this job. How do I need to do it? Do I need to go apply to these loans? Do I need to go do this? Do I need to go do that? Like I started feeling like it's something that I need to do. When God gives you a word, he is not telling you that he needs you to perform it. He just needs you to receive it so that when he starts ordering your steps to do certain things, you don't question it. You say, okay, God has already told me this word, even though this action may not be the very thing that leads to that or that causes that. It's an act of obedience, and I'm getting closer to what God wants me to have because I'm allowing him to order my steps. So for example, say God gives you a word, I'm going to give you a new car. That doesn't necessarily mean you need to go ask people for a car, or you need to go applying for loans, or you need to go let your car go. Like it doesn't mean you do what God is telling you to do, but sometimes it could just be as simple as, okay, I'm blessing you with a car. Go tell me what kind of car you want. It could be go researching and seeing what car you like the most. It don't mean, oh God, I can't afford that car, or I can't afford the car that I want. Let me go try to get a second job. He didn't ask you to do none of that. He said, I'm going to bless you with something. That's all you got to do. God will give you instructions, but first God gives you the word. The word he wants to have planted in your heart, the thing that he wants to give you, he will give you the word first. And then what you are to do is you are to sit quietly and you ask God, how do I get aligned with that word? What do you need me to do so I can be better aligned and better prepared to receive the very thing that you just told me that you was going to have? Right? Sometimes the work is as simple as that. It's not this whole big fiasco that you got to do. And that's something that I had to teach myself, because I be thinking that it's something that I got to do, and this God is like, listen, I said I'm gonna do it. I didn't ask you to do anything. I didn't ask you to turn your whole life upside down. I told you what I was gonna do so that you can be mentally prepared that if I tell you go apply for this random loan, you will know, okay, God said He's going to bless me. Maybe this is where the blessing is coming from. When random thoughts come up to you, they don't seem so foreign after God has already given you the word. That's what I'm trying to say. I kind of feel like that was all over the place, but that's what I'm trying to say. When God tells you something, he'll tell you something first, and then he start putting little thoughts in your head, task for you to do. The reason why he tells you the word first is so that when he gives you those little random tasks, you ain't thought to apply for a loan in 5 years. Now all of a sudden you trying to find which loan to apply to. Maybe God has put that in your heart because there's something that he wants you to do. So hopefully I'll straighten that up. Now, again, when you allow something to flow, you don't add your own 2 cents into it. You don't add no type of manipulation. You don't put your hands in it. You let God do what he's going to do. You keep your hands out and you just remain open to whichever way he's going to move you. God, and I've talked to y'all about this before, God is a God of pivoting. So he can tell you to do something today, and then tomorrow he can tell you to do the very opposite thing. You are to pivot. You are not to remain attached to the first set of instructions that he's giving you, or even to the promise that he's giving you. You are to move according to the instruction that he has given you. That's how you flow. By keeping your mind and your opinion and your way of doing things out of it, and just allowing God to do things. So for me, as I'm in this series where I'm pretty much like exposing the emotional growth within me, I exposed my heartbreak, and now I'm exposing how I'm growing and stuff like that. I am in a place where, let me tell y'all, that conversation I had with my ex the other day, that we was on the phone for 5 hours, I don't know what that did to me, but it did something to me, because the way that I have been moving, I've had zero anxiety. I've had zero, I wonder if this gonna happen. I've had zero question about anything. When I say I've been very in tune with myself, with my emotions, I haven't been allowing my mind to just run off. I haven't been allowing no extra thoughts. I haven't been allowing myself to think, well, maybe this, maybe. I haven't been doing that. When I say I've been in the flow, I've been in the flow, y'all. I've never been, and I'm going to equate this as soft and feminine. I don't think I've ever been this soft and feminine before. I am a soft and feminine woman, a very soft and feminine woman. But the anxiety that I have is what makes me hard sometimes. The fear that I have is what makes me hard sometimes. I haven't had none of that for the past 2 days. It's only been 2 days, but it's 2 days that my life has looked differently. I've seen things differently. And so with that, if you guys remember, I told you my ex had something going on. He texted me, told me he was going to go dark. And I let him know, like, okay, well, let me know if you need me. I'll check back in with you on Monday or Tuesday, right? So he texted me. That was on Thursday morning. He texted me, or Thursday afternoon. He texted me this morning. And, well, so let me, no, I don't need to read my response, but I did say, you know, please let me know if you need me. If even for a hug or a listening ear, I'll check back in around Monday or Tuesday. I did not expect to hear from him until Monday or Tuesday. He texted me this morning and said, good morning, just checking in, letting you know I'm good. Really just went dark for Thursday, but everything is good. And I couldn't help but to smile at that, because it was so effortless on his part to even think. Like, imagine you got some real life stuff going on, and he stopped to think about me and send me a message and say, hey, let me tell her what's going on. And so we ended up texting for a couple minutes, and he revealed to me what was going on. That made me smile too, because no longer was it, oh, it's just this family thing. Now it's, this is what's going on. And I feel, again, proud of him for being able to open himself up in that way. But I'm even more proud of myself of remaining calm and not being stressed, like, about if I'm when I'm gonna hear from him again, or like, I really just went on about my life. And he, and that's something that's new for me, because sometimes I struggle with the distance that I may have with somebody I care about, because I feel like it'll give them room to move about, it'll give them room to think differently about me, like it'll just give them room to it'll not work in my favor. That's what I always tend to think about stuff like that. And so just the fact that I just let go and I heard from him again, and then we continue talking, and like I said, like, the conversation is flowing effortless. It's very clear. There's genuine care on both ends. There's consideration for both people. Like, it's just it's a different ball game for me, but I feel so light about it. And I wanted to record that because I've never felt light about a situation regarding a man before, if that makes sense. And I'll be honest, I guess that's because I'm always trying to force things, not because I don't think pretty much because I don't think it'll happen for me, because I have this real heavy anxiety regarding men showing up for me in the way that I would like them to show up, or showing up for me in the way that they say they're going to show up. I have a terrible, I had a terrible anxiety about it. So I would get antsy when somebody would disappear. It'll be sometimes, y'all, let me tell you how simple it be. Me and my ex could be talking, and he might not respond to a message. Might be watching the game, might just, it's a closing. I will immediately feel rejected, y'all. Immediately. Sometimes I ain't even gave him time to respond. And sometimes he might not respond, whatever the case may be, but I would feel so thrown away. Like, when I say my rejection and my abandonment stuff go deep, that stuff go back to my childhood. I am 30 years old. I will be 31 in 2 months. And it go back to my childhood. And I will feel so thrown away and rejected. And this is the first time I have not felt that. This is the first time that I could ever remember I have not felt rejected or abandoned by somebody that I care about. If I don't really care about you, I don't care about how you feel. I wouldn't care about your rejection. I'm just going to be honest. But this is the first time that I've felt that way. I don't know if it's because he let me know beforehand he's had something going on. I don't know if it's... I know it's God's peace that I have about things. I don't know what else it is, but I just feel so at ease. I feel so at ease, and then he making it easier because he is checking in when he don't have to. This man got serious family stuff going on. He do not have to think about me at all right now. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that, it makes me feel really good. It makes me feel, it really makes me appreciate him a lot. And so what this is making me think about is, when you just chill, when you just relax, God says when you relax, the things he wants for you will come to you. He says you don't have to chase what's for you. He says in his time, he will give it to you. But if it's not the time, you don't have to chase it. You don't have to hound it. You don't have to be overbearing and overwhelming. You don't have to do none of that. If you just flow and keep yourself all open where things can flow in you and out of you, you will get the things that God wants for you. Again, this ain't necessarily about the person. For me, this is about the act of security, the act of safety, the act of acknowledgement, the act of being seen. Those are things that I have needed for a very, very, very long time, and I haven't had them. And God is allowing me to have that right now. And I'm not having to chase it. And I'm not having to force it. And I'm not having to run behind it. And I'm not having to hound it and say, well, are you still going to do this? Are you still going to do that? What are you going to do? I'm not having to do that. And it's just coming to me effortlessly. I don't know what all God is doing, but when I say I am so thankful for the peace that I have that transcends all understanding, I have no clue why I have so much peace after being on the phone with this man for 5.5 hours. I don't know why I have so much peace. I don't know why I woke up the next day and we talked and I didn't feel rejected. I don't know why when he talked to me later on that day and told me he had stuff going on and, you know, the conversation just died off, I didn't feel rejected. I don't know why today, when the conversation died off, I didn't feel rejected. I just know that I didn't, and I haven't had that in a really, really long time. And I ain't gonna hold you, I don't really know what to do about it, but I appreciate it so much that I'm gonna make sure I don't mess it up on my end. I'm gonna make sure I don't do nothing to mess it up on my end, because I'm very appreciative of it. But it just feels so good. It feels so good. And so, yeah, that's what I wanted to come and say. Like, when you just sit still and you let things flow to you the way that God wants them to flow to you, it's easy. You don't have to do so. You just got to do and move as God tells you to do, but you don't have to do no extra. And some of us are busybodies and we just tend to do too much. Sit still and just let God wants to give it to you. And part of being soft and feminine is being able to receive. Men are known as the doers and the action oriented people. Women are the nurturers who receive. Part of being soft and feminine is just sitting back and receiving. Receiving the love, receiving the wealth, receiving the job, receiving the career, receiving the help, receiving the acknowledgement. Like, a lot of it is just us receiving. And some of us are too much of a busybody that we trying to make it happen so we can receive it. Baby, that's not a gift if you have to go and get it yourself. That's not a gift. That's something that you worked for. A gift is when you're just sitting still and it just comes to you. Not because you asked, or maybe you did ask and it's coming to you. However the case may be, though, it just comes to you. When it's a gift, it just comes to you. Let it just come to you. So I gotta go ahead and take my baby in this appointment, but that's what I have for you guys today. I love you all. I hope this reaches the people that it's for. Let it minister to you in the way that God wants it to minister to you. And I will see y'all in my next video.